Hey, welcome back to Shane's Main Shop. Today we're going to talk about 7 things you should be checking on your car every month. Now, obviously you should check your owner's manual. Lots of things should be done more often. And stay tuned to the end for the disclaimer, and I'll explain a little bit more in detail about how often you should check your vehicle's items that I'm going to list in this video. Okay, in no particular order, first thing on the list of 7 is your oil. So find out where your oil stick is in your car, make sure the car is cold, and check that oil level to make sure it's at the proper level. That's going to help cut down on wear and tear and premature failure of your engine. Number 2, brake fluid. Find your brake fluid reservoir, find the maximum line on yours, make sure the fluid falls in between that, preferably closer to the fuller mark. And this is probably one of the most important things to check on your vehicle, because if other stuff fails, you want to make sure your brakes do not fail. So make sure you're checking that brake fluid on a regular basis. Third thing on the list is tire pressure. Make sure you do it for all 4 tires, including your spare underneath. Now there is, on this particular car, there is tire monitor indicators with the light on the dash. However, I recommend you don't rely completely on that. Don't wait for the light to come on. Take the time to go around and check the tire pressure in your car's tires on a regular basis to ensure proper inflation, fuel economy, proper handling of the vehicle, and things like that, and that they don't wear out prematurely as well. So another very important thing to check. Next thing to check on a regular basis is the coolant level. You want to make sure your vehicle has enough coolant to run at the appropriate temperature. Again, helps cut down on wear and tear. If you're in the winter time, if the correct fluid amounts in there, you get good heat in the car and things like that. You don't want your engine overheating, so make sure you find your maximum line on your coolant reservoir. So you want to make sure your car is getting proper airflow, so you want to make sure you check the air filter. In this case, it's underneath this housing right here. You'll find something similar in your vehicle in most cases. It's housing the filter itself. So you're just going to, a couple screws, take this apart, and you'll be able to check your air filter. And incidentally, I'll have a video for each one of these things we're talking about separately that you can check out in the description. So if you need to do it on your vehicle, I go a little bit more in depth on each of these things we're talking about today. But make sure your air filter is clean so your engine gets plenty of airflow. Next important thing is the power steering fluid. Now, in this particular vehicle, there is no power steering fluid. It's an electronic steering control system, so there's no fluid to check. A lot of newer vehicles are going to that, or at least some are. But there's still many vehicles out there with the old power steering fluid system. So make sure you take time to check that. Again, I don't have to do it in this particular vehicle, but I do have a video out there, and I'll put a link for that in the description as well, of how and what to look for power steering fluid and to make sure it's at the proper level. And last but not least on the list is windshield washer fluid. Yes, especially if you live here in New England in the winter time, this is a very vital fluid in your vehicle. We get the salt and stuff kicking up on the roads, gets all of your windshields, you can't see, and if you have failed to keep your fluid filled, you could end up in a dangerous situation where you can't see out your window. If the sun is glaring on it, and if anybody that lives in New England will know exactly what I'm talking about. So make sure you take the time to check your windshield washer fluid on a regular basis as well. That's 7 key things I think you should check on a regular basis. Now, first of all, as a disclaimer, check your owner's manual, follow the guidelines of your owner's manual, not just what I say. However, the reality is most people don't check this stuff hardly at all, if at all, unless something goes wrong. So if I could at least get people to do it once a month, that would be a huge improvement. However, the owner's manual will tell you many times that some of these things should be checked more often than once a month. But just for the sake of this video, if people would do it at least once a month, they could help themselves out quite a bit. So that's 7 things that you should check every single month to help keep your car running efficiently, strong, and to help it last longer, as well as cut down on repair costs for you, replacement parts, and things like that, like tires wearing out prematurely. Yeah, it's a pretty quick and simple process to do. I'll have a link in the description for videos on each of these topics that go a little more in depth of how you can check it in your vehicle, and kind of, so if there's one particular one, just scroll down there, pick the one you want to check, and talk a little bit more in depth about that. But again, follow your owner's manual for your particular vehicle. This is just a recommendation to get people to at least do it once in a while, because the reality is most people are not checking these things at all until it goes to the garage or something like that. So anyway, I hope this video helps you out. Please like, subscribe, comment, come back often for more videos. Have a great day, and take care of your car so it can continue to take care of you. We'll see you in the next one. Okay, I'm going to add one more as a bonus, and the reason why it's a bonus in this particular video, because of the vehicle I was doing the video on, was a 2011 Toyota Highlander. And the bonus one to check is your transmission fluid, a very crucial component to your vehicle, of course. In this case, a Toyota Highlander is a sealed unit. You really need to take it to a Toyota dealer or a garage to have that checked. But many vehicles still have the dipstick to check your transmission fluid, and you want to do that with the engine warm, transmission warm, and idling, and then you would check that fluid. So there you have it.